Hey guys, it is Mick. Welcome back to more Persona 3 FES. And the last one, we had exams. I think we did alright. We struggled a little bit on the first day because our academics wasn't up to snuff, but we answered all the questions correctly, so that counts for something, I think. And in this one, we're going to Tartarus, now that we finally have Akihiko as a party member. Things should go pretty smoothly, especially because the game expects you to go to Tartarus a little bit before you get Akihiko, so it's probably a bit more balanced around that. So since we have the fourth party member, we should be doing pretty good. I finally get to go with you guys, but that doesn't mean you can slack off, alright? Of course not. We'll be doing our best. So, right. We need to talk to Akiko to look at his stuff. Let's get going. Yeah, let's just look at his status right now. So, Akiko, as a boxer, he uses his fists and, you know, fist weapons, such as the brass knuckles there. And his persona is a mix of physically oriented and his element is Zio. And he has Dia, which is pretty nice, but he also gets Tarunda, so like he gets some debuffs as we go along. So yeah, now our elements are kind of covered because we have Junpei with fire, Yukari with wind, and Akiko with electricity. So we just kind of need to cover ice ourselves, really. And then each of those three also do each of the physical types. Junpei does slash, Yukari does pierce, and Akiko does strike. So we can just kind of do whatever we want there, I think. And we are going to want to have a persona with ice for the next boss we're going to be facing. So let me double check my personas and see what we have. Okay, good. Yomotsu Shikome does have Bufu, so we should be fine. I think that is all, so let's... Oh, I have something to tell you. Do you remember how I said Tartarus was divided into different areas? I discovered, through Penthesileia's power, that the first barrier is gone now. I suspect that the others will disappear too, eventually. Therefore, I'd like to make reaching the top our goal. You never know what the future may hold. We should always be prepared for the worst. And getting to the top of the tower is the most logical step. I'll let you decide an appropriate pace, but the sooner the better. I'm counting on you. Of course, we'll do our best, and, yep, more of the tower unlocks as we do storyline bosses. I thought about playing coy about that, being like, ooh, I wonder why we can go further, but, like, you're not dumb. I'm sure you understand the pattern. We beat the boss on the monorail, and that unlocked the next area. So, let's go. And other than reaching the next boss, our main goals for this run-through is pretty much just to make money. We're short on it by a lot, but we definitely need the money. So like in shuffle times, I'll be prioritizing the coins, and just hopefully we can get some drops and treasure chests that are things that we can sell without kind of screwing ourselves over. But either way, that will be all. Actually, I'll keep the mic to current me just until we get to the next block. Because why not? Let's just run along. I'm not going to be fighting anything here, really. Not really worth it on this floor, especially because I think how this works in Persona 3 is that experience is like divided between party members that are actively in the party. So like if I was fighting alone, I would get much more experience, for example. And since we have 4 party members, that'll be divided 4 ways, and the enemies on this floor, on the first block, just aren't worth it anymore. So there's no real reason to fight them other than, like, persona hunting. Something seems different. Be careful. I'll try to see what's up ahead. Hold on. Sorry, but I'm experiencing difficulties. Possibly because of the distance. I need more time. You may proceed for now. We are still in the Thebel, it seems. Interesting. I thought it would change names by now. Anyway, yeah, for now, I'll hand off the mic, and I'll just, since we're just starting, I'll prioritize getting up the stairs, and then we'll turn back afterwards to get anything we need. So, anyway, today what I thought I'd talk about is the major arcana in a tarot deck, as even from the beginning, the tarot play a pretty huge part in Persona, and their symbolism and meanings are basically everywhere. Every character and every persona is assigned an arcana related to who they are, their character throughout the game, what their original story is, etc., etc. With the protagonist typically, but not exclusively, being assigned to the Fool. For example, the one in Persona 1 is the Emperor, and the Persona 2 protagonists are Sun and Moon, respectively, but those from 3 to 5 are all the Fool. The major arcana are all assigned a number, and in order they're meant to represent the journey one takes through life, and they each have their own individual meanings as well, and in tarot readings those meanings are applied based on context and your own personal interpretation of the card. No card is explicitly good or bad, it just depends on the interpretation and how it's used. Though, there is a joke I've noticed that, like, people who don't know tarot are typically afraid of the death card coming up, despite it not literally meaning death. It more just means a change of perspective or a change in your life, but then shrug off the Tower, even though the Tower is a lot more precarious of a card, because it's like sudden, unexpected, and often unpleasant change. Either way, first off, I'm gonna go through each of the major arcana's general meanings and, like, talk a bit about, like, the characters and the personas that tend to be associated with them. These aren't hard and fast rules, it's just patterns, but it's generally how it goes. So, the Fool is either 0 or 22 in the deck, the beginning or the end. It represents a sort of a blank slate, innocence, inexperience, freedom, creativity. Personas of this arcana tend to be protagonists of their own stories, and the protagonists in modern Persona are the ones given that arcana at the start of the game. Next up is the Magician, who is associated with action, self-confidence, power, but also immaturity and manipulation. Their personas in their original stories are either fire deities or are otherwise literally associated with magic. And characters are often the first male friend the protagonist meets, or their right-hand man, and they tend to have strong aspirations, but often mix up reality with their own imaginations. The Priestess is knowledge, unrealized potential, wisdom, patience. Mythological priestesses are often witches, goddesses of wisdom, or literal priestesses. And the characters tend to be reserved and hardworking, but have a sort of inferiority to others, and as a result take a bit more time to open up. The Empress is motherhood, prosperity, protection, fertility. Their personas are important female figures, such as queens or mother goddesses, and characters of this arcana are often motherly figures or just women in positions of authority. On the other hand, we have the Emperor, whose fatherhood, control, authority. Emperor personas are often kings, emperors, literally, or other important male figures. And Emperor characters are often male leaders or father figures, and they tend to struggle with personal issues that they don't really know how to confront or address. The Hierophant is another symbol of authority, but also education and obedience. Conformity. Its personas are often priests or gods of wisdom, and characters of the Hierophant will pretty much always be older than the protagonist, and they act as a source of wisdom or guidance, but they also tend to have a sort of attachment and obsession over past mistakes. The Lovers is most commonly associated with romantic relationships, but can also represent a choice between two different paths or an agreement. Lovers' personas tend to be fae folk, wives of other mythological beings, or those just associated with love or union. And characters of the Lovers' Arcana are often popular, cheerful, social, and the first female party member seen in the game. The Chariot is representative of victory, self-confidence, control. Its personas are often warriors or war gods, and characters of the Chariot tend to be driven with a goal they strive for, but they can also be short-tempered. Justice is pretty self-explanatory, as it represents justice, as well as objectivity and rationality. Justice personas are often angelic figures or deities of justice, and characters with this arcana are characters that either feel that the way they're treated is unfair, or strive for everyone else to be treated fairly. The Hermit is associated with wisdom and introspection, isolation. Hermit personas are often hermit archetypes themselves, or otherwise are in direct focus, choosing to work in the background. And likewise, hermit characters also tend to fade in the background away from people and act more supportively. The Wheel of Fortune represents fate, opportunity, and of course, fortune. The personas are often beings that control fate. Characters of the Fortune Arcana are those that tend to try to forge their own path, regardless of what life seems to have in store for them, rather than simply conforming to the role given to them. Strength is representative of morality, self-control, courage, but also creative energy. These personas are often warriors and heroes. And characters of the Strength persona are typically strong-willed and have a sort of fortitude and strength of character, and they choose to face their challenges head-on and are quite resilient. The Hanged Man represents self-sacrifice, willful change, and finding new perspectives. Its personas are figures that are often in transitionary periods, or are martyr figures, whereas the Hanged Man characters are those that are stuck between two stages of life, and they feel otherwise trapped between two opposing forces. Death, as mentioned earlier, doesn't mean a physical death, though it can sometimes be a symbol of foreboding. But rather, it's more representation of endings and change, and in turn, starting anew. Death personas themselves are often associated with death or are famous for their own, and death characters are often also tied directly with it, and will otherwise experience some change. Temperance symbolizes harmony, joining, patience, moderation. Temperance personas are often tied with balance, but are often not human figures, but rather mythological beasts. And characters with the Temperance Arcana themselves are struggling to find balance in their own life. The Devil is ignorance, temptation, impulse, but also commitment. Personas of this arcana are predictably devils themselves, or otherwise typically evil deities, and characters associated with this arcana come across as greedy and proud, but nonetheless are committed to their own beliefs and work hard to serve them. The Tower symbolizes arrogance, sudden change, but also revelation. Personas from the Tower Arcana are often those who were once considered heroes, but have fallen from grace. And characters of this arcana typically start full of themselves, but have to come to face themselves in difficult challenges that come to humble them and grant them a new perspective. The Star is associated with hope, generosity, peace. Star personas are those that hold a large amount of influence and varied talents, and the characters themselves tend to be highly energetic, with strong aspirations, and they hold great hope for themselves as well for the future. And the Moon is creativity, the subconscious of the mind, intuition, and fantasy. Personas of this arcana are often literally directly related with the Moon, psychics, or treacherous figures, or those who use illusion. And characters of this arcana often have intrinsic fears that they project onto others due to an inability to accept themselves, and they create an ideal for themselves that they do their best to live up to. The Sun, likewise, is positivity, success, warmth, and optimism. Like with the Moon, personas of this arcana are often directly related to the literal sun, and characters of this arcana tend to be highly optimistic, despite being in difficult and taxing situations. Judgment is often associated with rebirth, realizing one's inner calling and gaining understandings. Its personas tend to be gods tasked with the judgment of mankind. There are very few characters in the series associated with those arcana, but those that are characters who are intelligent, realistic, and often have broad and open views of the world. Lastly, the World Arcana is completion, wholeness, and fulfillment. It has no specific characters associated with it, instead representing the character's bonds as a whole, and also has few personas associated with it, with the ones in Persona 1 and 2 either not appearing again or switching to a different arcana, while the ones Persona 3 forward being incredibly special personas. Now with that, as mentioned, all of these Arcana in order tell a story that's meant to symbolize one's journey through life, and the story goes like so. So we have the Fool, who in this case represents us as we begin our life. The Fool is optimistic and ready to take on any challenge, but is blissfully unaware of every challenge that does come in the path of life. Immediately, the Fool is granted their own awareness and will, and comes to discover their creativity. And then they find ways to channel that creativity and help realize their potential. As they grow more aware, the first they recognize is their mother, the one who cares for them and nurtures them to maturity. And then the father, acting as an authority and structure who establishes the rules and conveys their proper purpose in life. Soon enough, the Fool travels out into the wider world and begins to learn. They learn culture, tradition, beliefs, but they also learn how to conform. After this, they come to desire a partnership with another person. Before, they focused on themselves, but now they want to find balance with another. They also need to decide their own beliefs, not remaining content to only conform to those around them, but to question them and decide for their own. Soon they become an adult and find their identity and control over themselves and their environment. They're youthful and confident. However, new challenges arise to test the Fool, challenging them and testing their identity. They have to find the strength to push forward, as well as learn patience and kindness. But then they desire a deeper truth. Why we live, what life's goal is. Thus, they look inside and try to understand themselves in the world further, seeking solitude and direction. After this introspection, the Fool starts to understand the way of the world, and as they look upon it, they find some answers. After so much time alone, they are ready to move forward once again. And after coming to this understanding, the Fool then creates their own opinion on this understanding. They look back on their life, reflecting on what brought them to this point, and they take responsibility for their past and future decisions. As they continue on, they face yet another challenge, one that is too difficult to overcome. So for now, they must give in, learn to be humble, and allow things to progress on their own rather than trying to take control. Their worldview is flipped because of this, but they're at peace with it this time. Then they enter a transitionary period, learning to appreciate life and the necessities thereof. They outgrow parts of themselves and old relationships that are no longer beneficial to them, and they find new ones. These changes may be hard, but they help lead to a more full life. After all these trials and emotional extremes, the Fool learns balance. They learn to appreciate moderation and are able to control all facets of themselves into one healthy, harmonious being. Then, after finding this balance, the Fool continues their journey of discovery, only to be halted by their own ignorance in the full extent of the world. They become limited, and because of it become complacent. And they could easily break free of this limit, but they do not even recognize as it exists yet. Thus, they can only free themselves from this by facing a sudden change, one that breaks down the walls built around them that both protect and obscure. As these walls crumble, so do their ego, as they become humbled and they face yet another revelation of the world around them. But then they reach a certain calm, filled with faith and hope for oneself and the future, and they're ready to share that hope with the world. Yet, this serene state poses yet another challenge for the Fool. They've become susceptible to flights of fantasy and false or incomplete versions of the truth. Their imagination grows, but so too do their fears and anxieties, causing them to feel lost. After yet again overcoming this, they learn to direct their imagination, seeing past their fears. They come to understand the positives of the world. Filled with enthusiasm, they are assured as they face new challenges that they are now equipped to deal with them and overcome. They're now able to realize themselves and their true potential. The Fool is born anew. They've discovered and manifest their true self, and learn that life is about the good, not the bad. They forgive themselves for past mistakes, recognizing that they were born from ignorance, and forgive others as well. They're now able to make deeper decisions about the future, to choose with purpose what parts of themselves to cultivate and those to leave behind. They're ready to cast aside their doubts and follow their own purpose. They re-enter the world with a much better understanding of themselves, all facets of themselves becoming as one, allowing them to achieve fulfillment in themselves. They experience life, acting with certainty and becoming actively involved in the world, using their own abilities and talents to prosper. Their journey is over. Their future is bright. However, there are still more journeys in the future for them to face, as they will never stop growing, always taking in new information and refining their own understanding of the world. Just taking that opportunity to save, and now we can go back up, and this one should be fine. It's a little higher level than us. I believe it's going to be level 14, where everyone but Akihiko here is level 10 and 9-ish, where Akihiko is level 12. But I think we'll be fine. We just, because it has a clear weakness, so I think we just gotta take care of that, knock everything down, and then wait strategy, yeah?
The Guardian. I'm afraid you'll have to defeat it to proceed.
Yeah, I expected that. So, everyone. Stand by. Oh, not assigned target. There we go. And now we just gotta, well, hope we don't miss, first and foremost, because once we miss, then it's gonna be a sad day. Ooh. The first one got frozen. I'm going to double check what that does, because I don't remember. Okay, so characters have an increased chance of receiving critical hits, but they will unfreeze at the start of their turn. That actually doesn't help me super much because, well, we're not going to be attacking it.
Attack again.
Nope. We're relenting, Junpei. Because I don't want to risk dying. But yeah, I guess I should talk about what these things have. Should they attack? Yeah, it's recovered. As they're weak to ice, I'm sure you can guess that they're very fire-based. They have some fire moves, as well as a passive ability that increases their fire damage. And they also have some physical attacks. One that's pretty devastating, Torrent Shot, because that hits a couple times. And that always sucks. And otherwise, they're strong to slash and pierce attacks, and completely null strike. So Akihiko's not doing much with his physical attacks at all. And also they drain fire, so Junpei's just not helpful here, really, unfortunately. At least Akihiko can use his elemental attacks. And same with Yukari, but they're not getting an opportunity to do so regardless. Oh, never mind. That one's gonna... Okay, it went for Junpei. Yes, that is the best case scenario, since Junpei is hella strong against ice. Or against fire. He's not strong against ice. I don't think he's weak against ice. I think he's weak to wind, but still. Let's try this again.
You struck the enemy's weak points.
This is gonna be a long and arduous battle, just because of my cheap coward's strategy. Like, I admit it, this is a coward strategy, not letting it attack at all. But, like, it works, right? So why would I not? And I have no idea how much damage it's going to do if I let it attack.
This is not good.
So, again, may as well take full... That is the second time I have done that. Bye, Yukari. I can't.
Look out.
I need to stop doing that. Alright, well, we're going to live on a prayer and hope that nothing misses. And then we will revive Yukari. Can I change her tactics while she's dead? Yes, I can. So I'm going to put her on heal support immediately, so she'll get right onto healing as soon as she's up. God, that sucks.
Well, I guess that's one way to go.
You're severely injured.
I am severely injured. 2 HP. Akiko, if I put you on... Yeah, I can put you on heal support as well. And then you'll probably heal and then start doing debuffs. Yes? Okay, I should just leave you on that for now then. Hey, Yukari. Help.
The enemy's already recovered. This is not good.
I need to stop pressing the X button before, like, on wait before I've done everything, though. Oh, that could have been just as disastrous as it happened, as it was the first time. Okay. I'm over skill this time. God damn it.
Akihiko's in danger.
Oh, bye, Akiko.
Akihiko is unconscious.
Things are going great. So yeah, I'm underleveled for this, evidently. But,
Attack again. Nice.
that's just how it's going to be.
Attack again. Nice.
I'm attacking again. Leave me alone. There. I'm not attacking again now. We're letting them all go down, and we're using our revival bead on Akihiko. At the very least, Yukari is going to be exhausted at this battle, and I suspect Akihiko will be as well. I don't know how Junpei will fare. Maybe he'll be fine. I hope as many of the characters as possible are as fine, because if this battle is no indication, we need to grind. Get some experience. I'm gonna go left to right, because left is... The two on the left are the ones with the least HP, so once I can get at least one of them out, then it should be much more manageable at the very least.
The enemy is vulnerable.
Because that's always how it goes with these wolf pack battles. Once, like, each enemy individually is not terribly threatening, but it's because that there's 3 of them that it's just awful. And I'm gonna replenish my SP because I have a feeling I'll need it, and I want to make sure I have the SP before I use it up, right?
The enemy has recovered. Hang in there.
You know, because of how the turn order works, it's entirely... Akiko.
Strikes are useless against it.
Because, as I was about to say, because of how the turn order works, I'm sure I could just let them attack, but I don't want to risk them attacking first and picking up an enemy, right? I want to make sure that the enemies are staying goddamn down. Oh, Poisma's not too bad. Yes, attack Junpei. That is exactly... Ooh... Risky. Yeah, Poisma sucks, but it's not as bad as it could be. Okay, I'm gonna put you 2 on heal support again. I guess in terms of tactics, that doesn't consider debuff support is why Akiko attacked, I guess. Because I'm pretty sure there is a specific tactic for that later. If I get to the point where they're all knocked down again, then I'll use the next turn to unpoison Akihiko then.
You attacked the enemy's weak point.
And this should only take 2 more turns to at least get 2 of them, those 2 on the left, out of the fight. I could probably just all-out attack the next... Do I not have... Must be on a different persona. It's not Patra. Oh, I thought I had a poison... I must be remembering that I have poison on my sword, And then and they just mentally combined it with the disc poison and then just put them together. I'm like, yeah, I have a poison cure somewhere in my Persona deck, even though I don't. There you go, Akiko. And now you two should heal each other. Yeah, these guys do seem to outspeed everyone. So it probably would have been fine to just leave them off of support. We'll test that out with this. Because Akiko will probably go last, and then Zio them, yes? Oh, yeah, I could definitely all-out attack here. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna do it. Because, if it doesn't kill them, I'm kind of in a bad position. But I'm gonna try it, again, against my better judgment. Oh, we're not getting knocked away, so that means we did kill enemies. Yes. Stop attacking Yukari! She's the one least equipped to take it. God damn. And Akiko's probably gonna heal himself, yeah? No, Yukari, I guess she has the lower health, but she had, more health percentage, so that's why I assumed he would heal himself. There we go. See, that sucked, but we did it, and... Oh! No one's out of the battle. That's actually incredibly helpful, because that gives us time to... We sense that another change. We can now store more personas, so I guess I should now focus on gathering some personas, then. So I can have some fusion fodder. So I'm gonna move forward, because there should be chest here to take. I'm not gonna go any further than that for now, because we are already struggling, so I'm gonna grind on the floors that we already have unlocked. But I am gonna go back and save again and see what I can do in the Velvet Room. See, what requests I can do, what I can pick up, things like that. I know we have Jack Frost with Dia that we can do. Ooh, okay, so we definitely want to get this done. Phantom Mages on floors 17 to 24 to retrieve 3 old lanterns. Do we have any already, then? I wonder. And then, yeah, we'll also want to do this, go back to the first block to get the lead medal. But we'll do that after, because that'll be something... That'll be a bit easier. This will be easier than this to do with an exhausted party, if it should come to that, yes? And then otherwise, we'll take this when we leave, and we can do Jack Frost with Dia. To get the high-cut armor, Jesus Christ. Alright. Well, let's fuse that now, and hope it doesn't use any personas that we need. Yomotsu Shikome, in particular, I would like to hold on to right now. Because I don't remember. It is... Omoikane and all, but that's fine. There we go! Perfect! I don't know if I want to inherit Marin Karn, though, so let's try for a different spread. I'm much happier with Secunda. So Marin Karin inflicts charm, and it's kind of a meme in the Persona 3 community. Not because the move itself, though it's not super great. It inflicts charm with a low chance of success in a series where inflicting status ailments on enemies already isn't super helpful because most bosses are immune to it. Holding something within itself. Things such as this occur every now and then. Go ahead and erase this persona. In time, it will produce a special piece of equipment. I'm Jack Frost. Nice to meet ya. Hee-ho! But yeah, as I was saying... What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, Marin Karin. So, it's not a super great move, because it inflicts charm with a low chance of success in a series where status ailments aren't the best anyways. At least late game. Early game, they can work out for you. But because a party member later has it, and this party member has a habit of using Marin Karin in not great situations, so it's kind of become a meme in Persona 3 because of that. Anyway, so this, I mentioned a few videos ago that there are some personas that you don't want to just keep registering, that you want to register them at a certain point, and this is what it means. What Igor was talking about, that the persona was hosting something inside of itself, that is symbolized by that heart there. So, once your persona learns all the moves it can, that heart will produce an item. So, oh, and like this is repeatable. You can keep getting that piece of equipment if you so desire, but yeah, Elizabeth's completing a request. So, what you typically want to do is you want to get as close to that final move to learn as you can, and then register the persona there. That way, if you want that item again, you can just draw that persona at that point, and then you can level it up once again to get that piece of equipment again. Does that make sense? So you just get it as close as possible so you can make it easier for you to farm that equipment, right? I believe that's how that works. I admit I haven't really done that much myself just because I was lazy last time I played the game, but I believe that's how it works. And some personas later have really good equipment that you can get from this that it's really worth farming. I see that you have Jack Frost with you, and he has the skill Dia. Well done. Your reward for this is a special type of armor. Your appearance may change dramatically when wearing it, so why not try it on? I've heard that a similar type of armor exists for men, the chivalry shirt. Why not try finding it as well? Please accept your reward. Obtain the high-cut armor. Is there anything else? And, So now, let's register Jack Frost. So, I believe if the next move is at level 11, then the one after it should be at level 12. So we don't want to register it after it crosses level 12, basically. What should we want to accept now? A Valkyrie with Tarukaja is the next one. Okay. Well, we're not getting this. We're not getting... We could get this. I don't know what it takes to fuse Valkyrie. We can look at that. And if we can fuse Pyrojack, then we can go for this. Well, let's see. Let's see first. And we'll also see if we can get Valkyrie with any of the personas we have. Just another Jack Frost. Unicorn. Chimera. No 2. Okay. we can fuse Pyrojack, but we're not a high enough level to use it yet, so it doesn't matter. Well, what are these 3? Alright, so then all the personas that we're looking for then we cannot fuse. Therefore, let's just... I keep clicking the compendium when I mean to click this. Let's just accept this for now so we can have it in our request inventory so we don't forget it. And, well, now let's, Oh my god, I need to stop pressing X. I'm just too impatient, I guess. Need to be doing stuff with my hands. Let's see, do we have any old lanterns? Not that I can see. So that'll be our first goal. 17 to 24, I believe, was the floors. Yes. So let's go there first. And we may as well equip the high cut armor on Yukari. And as Elizabeth said, it changes her appearance to... What? You want me to wear this? Well, if you insist. I'd be so embarrassed if my girlfriends were here. No, that's a fair response. It's Why are we making a teenager dress up like this? Why are we making anybody dress up like this? But it's especially jarring that because she's a teenager. But it is just a factually better piece of equipment than she had before. So it's like, I guess. Anyway, I'm not going to force you to watch me grind as usual, so I'll just cut to the enemies, I guess. Also, I love that the higher you go, the more oomph is added to the Tartarus song. Like more instruments and such. Strange. I don't detect anything, but something doesn't seem right. What? Oh, we got like a special floor, huh? One with no enemies, but... yeah, sometimes this will happen where you get special floors that'll have certain conditions. This one appears to just give me treasure chests with money and such in them. But... oh, warrior seal. What's that do? But, the Reaper... that wrong menu. The Reaper has, like... it will spawn a lot quicker. Low chance to counter physical attacks. I like that, actually. I'm gonna equip that. And then I'll equip SP on Yukari, I guess. No, not you, Junpei. Actually, we may as well equip an accessory on you, too. Never mind. Because that's all we have. I thought we had, like, the slash ward. We probably put that on Yukari, actually. But I think Yukari will benefit from SP more than Junpei will. So let's put the slash ward on Junpei, I guess. There. But yeah, the Reaper will spawn much quicker on these types of floors than usual. And, I mean, not that I'm turning down the yen, that is certainly helpful, but I just wasn't expecting it, and I do want to fight enemies. Oh, here's what we needed. Phantom mages. No wonder we didn't have any lanterns yet. We haven't met these people yet. These people. We hadn't seen these monster shadows yet. I'm going to assume that they're weak to ice just because lantern fire. So let's give it a shot. I chose wrongly. Wind? Nope. Is that a critical hit, or are they weak to slash? That is a critical hit. Ah! They're weak to light, which I believe we don't have any, so... I guess it doesn't matter. Wow! Damn! Critical hits galore this battle. Very nice. So yeah, these are the enemies we're looking for, and hopefully we're gonna get enough lanterns from them. And of course, we get none.
Yes, my skill level has increased.
Sure do love RNG.
I can do it. That was easy.
Hey, we got 2 this time, so that more than makes up for it. Now we just need 1 more and we're good to go. Another one of these floors, huh? Alright, I guess. Cool. No complaints at the... well, items this time. Like, no complaints about it. But again, I need an odd lantern. Old lantern? Old lantern, I think. Well, a revival bead was nice, so I'll take that. Oh, that sucks. Bye, Junpei.
Okay, everything's Starting the plan.
And we didn't even get what we needed out of it.
That was
I can't believe I'm this tired.
Akihiko seems exhausted.
Yes! Okay, we got it. Oh, couldn't have happened a moment later, because now everyone is tired. But I, unfortunately... you know what? I don't need that chest. I, unfortunately, still have one more thing to take care of on the lower block. So... let's find our way back, and, that's just another chest. Oh, well, this sucks. Get out of the way, Yukari. At least if we start this fight, we have a chance of getting out of it fine. Okay, this is alright. More enemies than normal, huh? Well, that sucks. But it's fine, because we found our stairs immediately. Big boy.
Keep it up! Here's our chance for an all-out attack! Ready at him!
Wow, the AI actually went for an all-out attack. Alright guys, because this teleporter is letting me take advantage of it, I'm gonna be going back to the Thebel and hunting for the rare shadow. Sorry, I know you three wanted to rest, but this could go a lot smoother if there were three of us here. Wrong way. Anyway. Oh, good. This is helpful. So, we've come across a floor where it is only golden shadows. Again, the Reaper will appear much more quickly here, but until that happens, I can screw up my attempt to get the golden shadow. But we have a lot of attempts here. I'm gonna equip a practice bow, I think, because I feel like archery will make it a lot like just the longer attack range will make me more likely to get a hit. Right? I don't know the range, but there it is. And even though we attacked first, it still has an enemy advantage, huh? And yeah, that is a huge risk. They love to escape, which makes things very hard. So you just gotta get lucky and hope that they don't, usually. Or I think... no, because I'm catching them off guard, so I'm just getting unlucky. It has to stay around for at least a turn. Yeah, even hitting it from behind doesn't help. There we go, waiting restlessly. Do I have any... if I enrage it, will that keep it in the battle? I don't even know if they can be afflicted by status ailments. So instead, I'm just going to go the safe route and bash. Yeah, okay, that was fine.
What a stunning victory.
So we got it, and it'll drop a lead medal for us. Usually, when we don't have the request activated, they'll drop like coins for us that we can sell. I don't know if they will, if we fight a second one, or if this one will still drop a lead medal for us. Worth a look, right? Great. Great! Man, I just wanted to test a thing. Because if the... Yeah, okay, good. If they drop something else now after I've killed the first one, then it's worth... Okay, no, they only drop lead medals now. So if we didn't have the request activated, it would drop things that we could sell for big dollars. So it would have been worth farming them on this floor. But alas, they do not. So it's not really worth it, unfortunately. Because lead medals don't do super much for us. Like, I'm sure I could still sell them for something. But it's not what they usually drop, right? So, oh yeah.
Strong presence. It must be death.
There it is! Well, I was just hoping to find a waypoint. But it doesn't seem like there is one. So, it is time to ascend. At the very least, since this is a block behind, all the enemies are scared of me now, so exploring these is really no problem. I just need to find a way down. Why am I not doing this? No, yeah. Farewell, everyone. No, totally get it. Oh yeah, I'm definitely calling it a day, Mitsuru. But first, if I can enter the goddamn door! Jesus. We, now have requests to turn in. You seem to have completed a request. Just a moment while I check. I see you've brought 3 old lanterns, as requested. Thank you. As you know, this room is poorly lit, so these will help immensely with my reading. Please accept your reward. Ooh, and we doubled our yen. We're rolling in it now. Hell yes. You seem to have completed another request. Please give me a moment to check. I see you've brought a lead medal as I requested. That shadow is very rare, so I'm sure this item was difficult to attain. This time, I have a special reward for you. It may look like a toy, but I'm sure you'll find it useful. Please accept your reward, and we get a toy bow for that. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Well, we now have a request to look for steel medals from the treasure hands on the second block. But we're not doing that just yet. Not when we're by ourselves. So we won't accept anything here for now. And then real quick, I just want to check the arcanas of the personas I have. I have 2 magicians. That's not really helping me much. I need a strength. Well, I don't need one, but I want a strength persona. Strength, Emperor, and Justice, I think, are the ones. Strength, Hermit, Strength, Emperor, Justice, and Temperance are the most pressing. So we have Justice. We have Hermit. I don't want to fuse away Jack Frost, though. So yeah, let's fuse away and get an Emperor. Yep, the Fornius is acceptable. What a dopey-looking persona. I am Fornius. I was born of thee, and I shall walk by thy side. And I can draw anything if need be, but I want to see what I can fuse here. We can't get Temperance. We can't get Nigimitama at the very least. So Temperance might take a little bit of a hit. we could, make Valkyrie. Valkyrie with Tarukaja, that was what we needed, right? So we fuse Yomotsushikome and Fornius. Let me just double check that request. Yes, Valkyrie with Tarukaja. Nice! And what do we... Do we have any Temperance in here? No, we don't. So there we go. We'll do these, and we also have Auto Tarukaja, which is really good because that gives us like an attack boost at the start of every battle, which is very incredibly helpful. So yeah, I'm cool with using this. And we don't need to get all those Arcana right this minute. But I'm just trying to look ahead and see what I can do, you know? Right now, all we really need to make sure we have is Hermit, so we'll have to resummon either Yomotsushikome, or if we have another Hermit persona in our compendium, I don't quite remember. We'll see. Something is about to happen to the skill Dodge Slash. We're already strong against Slash, so yeah, let's see what happens. Herculean Strike. Alright. We can make Archangel, but I'm not going to. Yeah, okay, this is fine for now. We don't... The only thing I'm worried about is Temperance, but we don't need that immediately. We have a good chunk of time before we need that, so I think we'll be fine. So we just need to make sure we have... We have Chariot. We have Strength. I think. So we just need Hermit and Justice right now. And I think we have Justice. So yeah, we just need Hermit in our hand right now. I see that you have brought Valkyrie with the skill Tarukaja. A fine specimen it is. Well, you have done as I asked. The reward I'm going to give you this time has an unusual effect. With it, you will be able to create Pale Rider, a persona with the affinity for the Death Arcana. If you're strong enough to control this persona, then please give it a try. Please accept your reward. So yeah, certain personas we won't be able to fuse until we've fulfilled certain requirements ahead of time. And we'll know we can when we get an item that allows us to do so. Okay, so yeah, let's just bring back Yomotsushikome. And I'll double check what we have once more, just to be sure. Yeah, this is good. This is good for now. We'll figure out Temperance later. I think we just need to level up once more, and then we'll be able to get one. Either way, this has been going on for a little bit. We've completed everything we set out to do. So, we'll end things off here. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. In the next one, we'll be going back to the land of the living, I guess. And, as usual, doing some social links. Until then, please have a fantastic day.